America's Reality Check video series, episode 39. We're going to return to the federal government now and talk about what the federal government is supposed to be responsible for under the Constitution. Okay, we do have to have relationships with foreign nations. So that, and we do need a system in place for treaties and for trade. So we do need a State Department, okay? And the federal government does have to raise revenue for its operations and its basic functions as enumerated in Article 1 of the Constitution. So you do need a Treasury Department. You do need an inferior court system below that of the Supreme Court. And you do need to be able to have a system of attorneys throughout the regions of the United States. And so you need some type of Justice Department to enforce federal laws. So, laws created by Congress. So you need a Justice Department. And since Portugal is no longer a global naval power, for those of you who really follow history, there was brief talk that maybe we would contract out to the Portuguese to defend our coastline. And all that, but that didn't happen, obviously. So we do need to raise an army and maintain an army and a navy and an air force. So you do need some kind of defense department, which we have. Now, after the big four, then you really get into the true interesting arguments as to what you need. Oh, and we do need a post office, because that is specifically an enumerated power. If you go and you check Article 1, Sections 8 and 9, it's in there. So, specifically. So that's the big five. There you go. Now, after that, you get into what else do we want the federal government to do? Think about that. What else do we want the federal government to do after that? An agriculture department? We are the world's most effective and efficient and most prolific producer of food ever. I actually did research on this in college back 35 years ago about, that when it comes to basic staples, America could produce enough general staples for the entire world's population, and that's nothing compared to the productivity of our agricultural system nowadays. So why we have an agricultural department, I don't know. Why we have an education department, I don't know. It's not an enumerated power, and you can make an argument for an interior department as to manage the lands and the tribal nations of the federal government and the nation. You can make an argument for that. You can make a really good argument for that. So there you go. But an environmental protection agency and a commerce department and a Department of Homeland Security, which, I don't know. This video is too long. I'm going to have to go into all that in a separate video. All right, folks, read that Constitution.